What weapon would a knight carry during the Jurassic period? A dinosaur. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Happy Thursday. Welcome to... This is probably going to be our last stream of August. We might have one more. We might have one on Sunday. That's definitely not guaranteed, though. But welcome in. Welcome back to Dragon's Lair. Maybe our last stream of Dragon's Lair for a while. I've been working on this game. First playthrough, trying to do it completely blind. Made a little bit of progress, but mostly I'm just running a hamster wheel of failure with this game. And I do want to stick to it and finish it, but if a miracle doesn't happen tonight, then I'm gonna put this game back on the shelf for a little while. Because next month, September, is Jump Timber. We're gonna play a ton of Jump King, and I don't want to play both of these games at the same time. So Dragon's Lair will take a little break until Jump King is over. But let's see, who knows? Maybe we'll get really lucky tonight. But welcome in, my friends. Thank you, of course, for being here. Nick La Rosa is first in chat. We've got Lucent Jelly as well. Welcome in. Welcome in. And a handful of lurkers. Welcome to you, too. That one was that one was good. Thank you, Nick. Felt it was probably maybe a little predictable, but that's all right. Generally speaking, my rule for the jokes that I tell at the beginning of the stream is I don't have to be convinced that a joke I'm going to tell is completely original, but I have to not have a specific memory of hearing the joke before. If I can remember a time for sure when I've heard it before, then it's off the table. But if I come up with something, I'm like, well, certainly that joke's been told a million times. If I don't remember hearing it, then it's up for grabs. And I just have to keep myself on the honor system. Welcome in, Silver Bandit. Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair NES. I picked this game. I've been working on this one for a while. I just haven't been able to beat it yet. Turn the volume up a little bit. It's pretty quiet. I thought this game was going to be like the first part of a little Dragon's Lair marathon where I'd play a bunch of different versions and ports. But I can't. Like I've got four or five different Dragon's Lair games, but I can't beat the very first one. I can't beat this one, so I can't get permission to play any of the others. Thought I blundered that. This is our warm-up run anyway. I gotta remember where everything is, right? First run of the night's always gotta be rough. so we have somewhere to rise up to. Don't walk into the stone, Frownie. Excalibur? Extinctor? Oh my. That one did not occur to me. A last chance, welcome an EpiPen. Last chance for now. I'm not putting the game down forever. I'm just taking a break from it until Jump King is over. After I finish Jump King, then we'll come back to this one. I mean, my odds of beating it tonight are really good. Let's not forget that. I could just beat it tonight, and then we'll never have to play it again. Wait a moment. Am I the only one that saw what happened there? The tornado picked me up when it didn't even exist yet. Hit the wrong button. No! The worst part. The worst part of this whole game is that the jump and attack buttons are backward. The toughest enemy in the whole game is the controller. Took $40 to beat the arcade game. I've probably spent, you know, if you imagine that, like, every game over in this cost me $0.25, I've probably spent about that much. I have a feeling this was a 3-person team at best, so I'm not surprised it's buggy. Oh, I know the one you're talking about, EpiPen. I'm planning to maybe play that if I ever beat this one. A beautiful abomination. Alright, well, at least we made it to my PB room. On my last life, so I don't get to see much of it. I almost blundered that skull really badly. This room is the furthest part of the game I've seen, and I've made it really far into this room, but here's the thing, it's like it goes on for about 4 hours, this room, so making it to the end. I think I've made it to the end once. I found a boss one time, and he immediately erased me from existence. My jump got eaten. Oh, I did have another life. This one has a 0 life. I forgot that. I'm so used to Bart and the Space Mutants. That one didn't have a 0 life. Alright, make it count. There's a good chance I'll be playing Jump King the next time I stream. Middle of the leaderboard. Yeah, lives is supposed to be lives left, not which one you're on. Agreed. I think we're going to play Jump King on Tuesday next week, so that'll probably be the next stream. If we do a stream on Sunday, it won't be Jump King. It'll be, I don't know what it'll be, but it won't be Jump King. I think we'll do Jump King on Tuesday next week. It's going to be brutal. Does it reset the leaderboard every time you reset the game? Yeah, there's no battery save in this game. They're gonna waste a battery on this. I missed the energy. I got another chance for the energy. Run! They shouldn't have wasted a cartridge on this. Much less the battery. Was not an appropriate, was not an accurate usage of the phrase, much less. I don't think. Why even have a leaderboard? I don't know. Dozens of games, hundreds of games that don't save have leaderboards. Smash TV has a leaderboard and doesn't save. I would be more surprised to come across one that did. Yeah, remember this is from the this is back from the era where developers were still under the mistaken impression that people cared about scores. Uncle Muscles, welcome in. Scores on home consoles. I know people care about scores in the arcade. Run! There's an energy coming up, and I'm gonna die like a millimeter away from it. Oh my goodness, I didn't. Let's go. Best run ever. exploded that guy. Let's go. I was entirely expecting to collapse into a pile of bones there. Right, like a pixel away from the edge of the screen. So I have made it to this room on a single life before, but it's a pretty rare treat. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh. So, I mean, I would have just assumed that the BIOS persisted because it had its own battery. But I don't know anything about computers, so... That just would have been my guess. Stand up. It didn't hit me. I'm gonna die anyway. But I got the F weapon. That still counts, right? No, but there's a dagger over here. I forgot. It doesn't count. They knew what they were doing, and I blundered my jump. Everything is, suddenly not going so much my way. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I see what I didn't get before, Nick. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how the storage of the BIOS works. Oh, it's alright, I was dead anyway. Getting that fire is so extraordinarily difficult. That's bogus. The timing on that was way off. I should be able to run up and grab that energy long before that guy shows up and ruins me. I got robbed. This is a bad game. What is going on? It's just oops all Lizard Kings. Nothing else is even happening. What is this RNG? Get out of here. This game is gross. I don't think anyone would disagree. This is a bad game. I mean, they might. Because, you know, someone could say that this is a good game. Because, as it turns out, you can just say things that aren't true. It was wild, I know. This game demands perfection. Oh my goodness. It demands, like, its demands are so much higher than perfection. Like, it demands omniscience. Yeah, your window for execution is so narrow in this, and there's just so many instances where just it's impossible to know what the game is going to do. Like, people who refuse to admit that blue is the best color? That's a weird way to spell purple. Yeah, there's so many situations where your movement's got to be frame perfect, and you just get one shot, and oh, it's just a mess. This game, everything is just bad. Ruffy and Gruff, welcome in. This game is cool. If you're a fan of this game, then you might not like my commentary very much. Hope you're doing well tonight. What was that? What I just woke up. Wasn't even thinking about the timing there at all. They've never done this during one of the Games Done Quick events. Even during the bad games block. I don't know how interesting of a speedrun it is, because I imagine it's one of those games where, like, probably most people who run it are pretty close to the same score. It's one of those games where it just feels like there's just like one right way to do everything, so if you ever beat it once, then you've got pretty close to an optimal run already, probably. So maybe it's just not that interesting to move beyond, like, casual play. I mean, there's definitely little things that, like, I could optimize, but that I in no way have, but you know, assuming. See, I'm assuming someone who's like a competent player. In my calculations, we don't have anything resembling that here on the stream. My commitment to picking up this fireball may be the worst thing that's ever happened to me. How did that get me? I disagree. That might be the way to do it. Hang on, maybe I learned something. If I fire on the second jump, maybe that will be consistent for keeping that guy up at the top, and I can actually get the fire weapon. I still don't know what to do for, like, the whole rest of the board after that. You sure do enjoy suffering, don't you, Frownie? Welcome in, Subject Omega. Sure would seem that way, wouldn't it? The thing is, I don't really ever know what I'm getting myself into when I start a game. Because, you know, my blind policy means I don't want to know anything going in. And, like, yeah, sure, like, I hear, like, that these games, like, I hear when a game is, like, janky and tough, but, like, I don't really know the full extent or why. So, like, I knew this was a bad game going in. I didn't know it was going to be this bad, though. But that's my biggest problem, is just I never know what I'm getting myself into, and then once I start a game, I'm too stubborn to quit, so... It's really easy for me to end up in a real bad situation. Well, see, yeah, because that's just the thing. It's just like, I don't really, yeah, like, I know stuff is, like, I know when stuff is, like, supposed to be bad, but yeah, I'm never really sure how bad. And even when, you know, like, I hear an opinion from, like, someone that, like, I know I can trust, like... what's like just bad versus what's brutally bad is like very often different for different people. Half of the things that have killed you in this game I didn't see as hitting you. There's so many instances where it just seems like damage is unavoidable in this game. I would be much more impressed. So the thing is, like, I don't know that I'd really care to watch a speedrun of this ever, but if someone ever did like a damageless playthrough, I would have to tune in for that. I don't know that I could ever believe that what I like. I don't know that I could ever believe that it wasn't secretly a task, though. Damageless Dragon's Lair really seems not possible to me. Hey, Kasari Gama, welcome in. Happy Thursday. The damageless run of this game would be mesmerizing. Also very miserable. Oh yeah, it'd be horrific to practice for. And then grind attempts. It's hard to think of like what would even be worse. Like maybe like, I don't know, Damageless Echo the Dolphin might be worse. Sure. Well, that's what I said. I said if I saw someone do a damageless run, I wouldn't believe that they weren't just pretending to run and were really just faking it with a task run playing on the screen. Skull, why? Why wouldn't it just despawn? Chase me all the way to the edge of the globe where east meets west. Yeah, I'm tentatively planning to try the arcade game. But we'll see. I gotta worry about this first. I mean, I don't know the Resident Evil games that well, but I don't know, it doesn't surprise me too much that RE2 can be done damageless. I'm much more surprised by the thought of a bad game being done damageless than a good one. I blundered that horrifically. Oh, come on. That was no one's fault but my own. That wasn't even the game being bad, that was just me displaying my tragically mediocre IQ. Rip. Oh, you know what? That might not have been rip. I should have been more careful. Oh, that's a lot of that's a lot of Resident Evil games. That's a lot of Resident Evil games to run through. I can't think of a, can't think of a series where I love all the games enough, or that I love enough to tolerate challenge runs through the extremely janky entries. There's just a lot of instances where you're being chased by these bats and like you can't really like turn around to fight them. Because you'll get hit by the thing you're running toward, or, you know, when you turn around and throw a knife at the bat, it's just going to go over it and you're going to miss anyway. I missed my exit. I don't know what I do now. Rip. Alright, well there's no way I'm making it out of here. Let's just throw these lives away and restart. You can exit that room if you pick up the gold at the top, you can exit the room, but I don't know. I haven't gone there for a while. I forgot how to manipulate that guy to get around him. I'm getting ads for idle games. And finally, a game where everything is done by not actually playing the game. Fantastic, truly engaging. Oh. See, I'm tempted to compare those words to some genres of games that I know people really love. There's some particular types of games I've been pretty critical of with words very similar to that. It made a lot of people annoyed. I'll hold my tongue. this time. Hey, you play poker now. Welcome in. Good to have you with us again. Hey. Thank you for the follow. I had to follow after the Simpsons Space Mutants dedication. We did it. We did it. I don't always make it through every single game I play completely under my own steam like that, but I really try. Idle games make no sense to me. A game where the gameplay is not playing the game. It's just all about. I mean, I don't really know. I haven't really looked at idle games very much. Like, I've heard the term, and I think I know what they are, but it's all about the allure of watching numbers go up, right? Candy Crush. Yeah, I've heard of Candy Crush. I've never, I don't know how it's played. I didn't think that that was an idle game. I thought that was more of like a... What's the term? Like a cookie clicker type game. Maybe a little more sophisticated. Yeah. Yep, yeah. Numbers, watch your numbers go up. Not my type of game. You may be in the top 3 in speedrunning that Simpsons game now. I didn't check what my final time was. I did wander that last stage for quite a bit. But yeah, I got really, well, that's the thing. I got really good at I got really pretty competent at those first 4 levels. And except the balloons. I'm slow to collect the balloons. I was competent at that level, but I wasn't quick at it. I might be on the leaderboard though. I don't know about top 3, but I might be second to last. But, you know, I'd take it. Candy Crush is not an idle game, it's a match game. This game has Nintendo Switch quality animations. Oh no. Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was standing too close to those rocks for sure. Raid Shadow Legends is an idler? Really? I didn't know that. I thought there was actually a game to that one. Bar vs. Space Mutants was my favorite Frownie stream in the past little while. Thank you, Uncle Muscles. Hopefully I can find some more of that bring that level of enthusiasm. Some more games. Angry Birds had a match 3 versus game. I loved it. I think of management, like D&D idle campaigns. You just check on the team from time to time, buy upgrades. As far as I know, I don't play those either. Clash of Clans. Yeah, I don't know. I don't pay attention to, I pay less than 0 attention to mobile gaming. I think the concept of games where you don't game is odd, but if people like it, fair enough, I guess. I mean, that's how I feel about everything with cutscenes. Like, all this downtime where I'm just watching characters do stuff without any of my input just feels like time wasted to me, but that's alright. If other people like it, then they can play it. Or more accurately, watch it. Yeah, I bought a game, not a movie. I can stand right here safely. This is good to know. Finding this exact spot to stand on consistently is going to be pretty tough. I hate this game. Why? Finding that exact spot to stand on consistently is going to be pretty tough, but the fact that I can stand there is really, really beneficial. Say the same thing about pre-orders and early access, Kasarigama says. Yeah, I've never really caught the pre-order fever for anything either. I think I pre-ordered the Wind Waker on GameCube. That might be the only game I've ever pre-ordered. And that was to get the Ocarina of Time disc. I wasn't really interested in doing the pre-order for the sake of, like, worried about not getting the game or anything, but that was like the one time where they released a bonus that was enticing enough that they got me. Digital game pre-orders. Pre-ordered 2 games, Smash Ultimate for Piranha Plant and Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time, because it was something I was hyped for. I got burnt by a pre-order. Won't buy a game until it's on sale for the most part. Yeah, I pretty rarely feel the need to be an early adopter of most things. I know it's too far forward. It's so hard to figure this out. What I hate more than anything is when you buy a game and they update the game to something completely different than what you bought. Yeah. That would be very upsetting. Fortunately, since I live in the Stone Age of gaming, I don't think that's a problem I'm ever going to have to face personally. Things are getting pretty dicey there. Wrong button. Everything in this game is so tedious. Everything takes forever. No, it's alright. I wasn't going to get the checkpoint anyway, because I need to be able to tank one more hit. Oh. Would have been nice, don't get me wrong. It would have been nice to make it to the checkpoint still on my first life, but wasn't meant to be. It's so obnoxiously impossible to avoid taking damage in this game. Oh, I thought for sure I was gonna die. Look at them moves. No one walks into a pit quite like, whatever this guy's name is. Just occurred to me, I don't actually know. There's just no way to do it. The skull throws too many projectiles too quickly. The only way to get that is to trap him at a very particular height. Oh, it's so annoying. So very annoying. Right there. That's where he has to be trapped. This is my only way to get this fire. I'd be really careful not to lose it up here, too. I know there's some sort of obstacle where I can lose the fire real easily. Up ahead. Will you stop putting infinite skulls in the back of my head? Stop, I said. Okay, so this obstacle here, I have crossed this obstacle before, but it's another one where it's just, I don't really know how to do it. Oh, that's not the... Dirk? Sir Dirk? Jiminy Willikers. I was doing pretty well. Hey, Dead Zergling, welcome in. 260 streams. Thank you very much for the watch streak. Very much appreciated. 105 more until I possibly go for 365 more. At 105 more, do you get a set of steak knives? Have a good rest, Subject Omega. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the lurk. Frownie merch steak knives. Only $299.99 for 5 knives. Yeah, but you can use them to slice through a tin can and then cut a tomato. Okay, you just stay up there, okay? Rip. That's further than I've been in a long time. That's the furthest I've ever been with the fireball, I think. I have made it further, but I wasn't picking up the fireball back then. Not that I even know that the fireball is all that important. It's just, it's so difficult to get, I figure it must be valuable. I don't know if that's the best line of reasoning. Yeah, I'm really bad. I'm really bad with those platforms. All those moving platforms. Especially those two that freeze in place when you jump on them, but really all of them. Really every platform. Every platform is a burden on me. Oh yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that just, yeah. When you're walking and you try to transition from a moving platform to solid ground, he just gets real hung up and falls to his death so many times. It's, for some reason, making the transition from moving to a solid platform is super janky. Yeah, those NES programmers. Dragon Slayer. I'm gonna legally have my middle name changed to Dragon Slayer to celebrate beating this game. When I finally get there in the year 2090. I'm gonna have to wait until I'm 108 years old to see you beat this. It'll be worth the wait. He lied. Gotta make sure my glasses don't catch the light and start a fire. That'd be pretty awful. That'd be pretty awful. I imagine that glasses are engineered to make starting fires with them unlikely, but I'd like to hope that were the case anyway. Pretty sure we hit the checkpoint, so that's good. too low. And I jumped too low, and I died. Bogus. He would have been stopped at the perfect height if his projectile hadn't eaten my first dagger. I'm pretty sure. I got really robbed by that. Because the second dagger was not something I meant to throw. It's just, it's very difficult to throw only one dagger in this game. To throw just one, you have to tap the jump button, but like you also then have to like really trust that it's going to read the input, and this game doesn't read your inputs very well, so like I always find myself holding the buttons for like way longer than you would when you play anything else, just because I can't trust that the input's gonna read. It's just a bad game is all. That's the real problem. Okay, that's good. No, it was too far. Hey, Fuzzy Boots, welcome in. Great to see you. Come on. What a trooper. Thank you. This is actually, I keep saying this is actually the last night I plan to play this for a while. So that compliment, I understand if you want to retract that. But I'm planning to go back to Jump King next month, and I really don't want to play this and Jump King at the same time. So I was like, well, I still want to beat Dragon's Lair, but I think I'm going to take a break from it while I work on Jump King again. Glasses will blur rather than focus a beam. I would hope so. I didn't think that was gonna make it. We still haven't beaten Splatterhouse. Well, I haven't done the Deathless run. for Splatterhouse 2. I really thought that run was going to go well. It started off so promising. It went better than a lot of them do still, but like I thought good things were gonna happen. I'm friend with Frownie who's forgetting about Splatterhouse 2 forever. I still have to go back to Donkey Kong Country as well. I was gonna try and do Deathless 100% Donkey Kong Country. I haven't forgotten. Evil Knievel. I don't understand how Evil Knievel turned out to be worse than Dr. Evil Knievel. I don't understand why Evil Knievel is worse than Dr. Evil Knievel. It doesn't make any sense. No, I haven't played any of the X-Men games on the Genesis. I have a couple of them. I have 2 or 3 X-Men games on the Genesis, but I haven't played any of them. Their quality. I'm definitely not in a hurry to get to them, but I mean, they're games I own physically, so I do want to play them. I just haven't been fast tracking them. I figure anything I own physically, I've got to play at some point, right? What's the point of having a cartridge sit on my shelf if I'm never going to play it? Someone tried to patch this game to make it better. I feel like I could write I know nothing about programming or coding or anything. I feel like I could write a patch of this game that would make it better. My patch, when applied, would just cause the game to crash whenever you tried to boot it up. And that would be basically the ultimate improvement. I have thought, though. I have thought, like, you know, like a franchise marathon. I will say, I have thought of X-Men, mostly because it's connected to Spider-Man. There's a game on the Super Nintendo that was like a X-Men Spider-Man crossover game that my cousin had when we were kids, and I was like thinking, I want to revisit that game sometime. And when I do, maybe I'll just play all the Spider-Man and X-Men games all at once. I did it. I made it across in the dark. My candle ran out and it didn't kill me. That is some luck. You win, lose, whatever. Just don't play the game. That's an LJN masterpiece. I liked Spider-Man when I was a kid. I went through a phase where I was really into Spider-Man because of that that animated Spider-Man series, I think. Used to watch that sometimes. Most of what I know about Spider-Man comes from that. I should have made this easier. Duck something, welcome in. We had a DOS Spider-Man game, but it crashed. I had Spider-Man on the Game Boy. We've played that one on the stream, too. That one I played a long time ago on the stream. That was awesome. Fantastic Four cartoon was good too. I don't think I ever saw a Fantastic Four cartoon. Yeah, and the Batman was perfect. Yeah. I loved that series too. Like, some of the things I really loved when I was a kid, I loved Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters, and then I loved Batman, and then later, Spider-Man. I guess Superman was probably the first superhero that I really liked, though. I used to watch those Max Fleischer animated Superman cartoons. It's animated cartoons. You know, not the live-action cartoons. I had a pair of Superman pajamas that I insisted upon wearing all the time. When I was like 3 or 4. really curious to see what kind of I killed Superman back when I was Doomsday. Superman is Giga Chad. Really curious to see what kind of media Baby Man is going to gravitate toward. Which heroes and such that he'll like. He doesn't really speak any words yet, Baby Man, but yesterday, I think it was yesterday afternoon, he said his own name perfectly. I mean, he didn't really say it because, like, he doesn't know what he's saying, he's just making noises, and, like, sometimes imitating sounds he hears. And I couldn't get him to say it again. But just once. Yeah, I know, I set the platform in the wrong place, so the run's already dead. There's not enough time between the projectiles for a high jump. The platform has to be set to where you can reach across with just a low jump, or you know, it's already lost. And that's just another of the many, many reasons to dislike this game. That was perfect. That could not have been set more perfectly. Unfortunately, I can't do that with any consistency at all. I trust this music will lull me to sleep, accompanied by Frownie's cries of terror. I mean, I definitely welcome people to sleep during the stream, but just, you know, keep in mind that you'll probably be jump scared awake when we raid out, because almost no other stream is as quiet as mine. I don't know how to fight this guy. It starts me back here. I don't know if this situation is manageable or not. I found his weakness. No! Pretty ugly. Robbed by the platforms. Robbed again. Awesome. Fantastic game. Fantastic. Yeah, that's my PB. That's the best. That was the best run I've ever done, Uncle Muscles. This game is a 10 out of 1,000. More like a -10. I'm pretty sure that this game is gonna loop if I ever finish it. But I don't think that this game... I don't think this game comes to an end when you beat it. I think it loops you back to the beginning. And I think that because there is a dagger pickup placed in the early part of this board before you have an opportunity to get any other weapons. And so I'm thinking if you do beat the game, it loops you back to the start with whatever weapon you were carrying, but they want you to lose it at the start of your next loop, so that's why they put that there. It's my hypothesis. I'm very clever and observant. Those are definitely things that people have used to describe me before. I'm hoping the additional loops are optional. If I get to the end of the game and it tells me for the true ending you have to do loop 2, that may do unreversible psychological damage to me. You know, I know that the first time I reached the end of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I know that I did not know about the 2-loop mechanic. The first time that I thought I beat that game. But I can't actually remember the experience of discovering that fact. My memory of the first time I cleared loop 1 in that game is not... It's really not there. But I know that I didn't know about it. I know I didn't learn it anywhere else. Because I didn't have anyone else who had the game. Or anywhere to learn it from. Hey, Captain Jax. Great to see you. I know. This game is, I've been working on this game so many nights I lost count. I made a little bit of progress tonight, though. I damaged the Grim Reaper. The furthest I've made it is I made it up to the Grim Reaper. And the first time I made it to him, I died right away. I'm still kind of dying right away, but on the last run, I made it up to him again, and I actually damaged him one time. I did one piece of damage before he erased me with a fireball. Captain Jax's stream, my friends, I cannot recommend highly enough. He had a fantastic retro stream. He does a lot of 8 and 16-bit stuff. He does it really blind like we like to do it over here, and he's a lot better at maintaining the cool and optimistic vibes than I am. It is a stream highly worthy of your follow. Tommy says I second that. Welcome in, Tommy. I don't believe I don't believe I've said welcome to you tonight. Or you've been quiet for a long while. Which is perfectly fine. Just got in. Very grateful to have you here. Maximum Carnage is hurting me. I rented that game. That is one of the rare games that I rented more than once as a kid. I rented that 2 or 3 times for sure. And that was pretty rare for me. My parents pretty strongly discouraged repeat rentals. They didn't like spending the money to have me rent the same game more than once. But that one I did rent multiple times, I remember. And I feel like I got so far in that game, and I could just never beat it. As a kid, it felt to me like that game goes on forever. But my patience and skill and tolerance were all much lower back then. Separation anxiety wasn't that bad. I think the only Spider-Man game I've beaten is the Game Boy one. The Amazing Spider-Man on Game Boy. And just barely. I think I was on the last life of my last continue when I did. Too far forward. Didn't feel good. Didn't feel good. I liked Maximum Carnage because I thought that it looked. I mean, I was really into Spider-Man about the time that came out. Just in general, I think. But I thought that game looked really good. I liked the visual style of that game a lot. Even though, like, so I really liked the game, even though I'm really not a huge fan of beat-em-ups, generally speaking. I don't, oh, that's so bogus. That should not have gotten me. I had that guy up there high enough that I'm not happy with that. I don't like how in beat 'em up games like that, every enemy is so spongy. Like, you just gotta sit and wail on the same enemy for like 30 minutes. And then, like, an arrow comes up and blinks, and then, like, you get to walk, like, 2 inches, and then the screen locks again, and you gotta fight another 7 spongy enemies, and it's so slow. Beat 'em ups always feels so slow to me. And I'm bad at them, so. It's a pretty... That was my fault. It's a really, like, hazardous combination, right? Because I don't like the extreme slow pace, and I'm just bad at those types of games in general. So I spend forever trying to make progress and ultimately just never even get anywhere, so it's all worthless. I think the only... There are very few beat-em-ups I've actually finished. Double Dragon on the NES might be the only real beat-em-up that I've finished. The beat-em-up recipe. Double Dragon emotes, very nice. Double Dragon is rough too. The platforming section and the push blocks at the end of that game. They are unnecessarily brutal. It's so hard just to make it that far and then have janky obstacles on top. Renegade on the NES. It's a tough one, but short once you know where to go. Haven't tried that one yet. I've played a little bit of Streets of Rage. We actually did that on the stream. Didn't beat it though. I played the Turtles games. I did finish some other beat-em-ups. The Turtles on the Super NES and the Genesis, and the Turtles 2 on the NES. We've done all of those. That Turtles arcade game on the NES is also super hard. That game was devastating. It took me like, I don't know, like 12 nights to beat. And they were like long nights. I was spending a lot of time on it. That one preceded Double Dragon. Oh, Renegade? Off to the left. I get confused in that elevator room sometimes because I see it so frequently, I forget, like, oh, did I just finish stage 1 or stage 2? Where do I have to go? Could have gone on that cycle. Thought I was gonna fall off at the end. No! No, why? I was just a little bit too far forward. I guess if I become bold enough to do the other NES Double Dragons, I'll have to remember to do Renegade too. I've heard that Double Dragon 3 is like super impossible. Got him. Oh, nope, that's the wrong seat. But I was just talking about how I get confused when I'm in here. I almost went to the left again. That skull went right through my axe. And because of that, I don't think I'm going to reach the checkpoint. I might have hit it. But look, I was one... If I had been hit one more time, if I had been hit by one more skull, I would have been right about not making it. It's good to be wrong. I like Battletoads a lot too, and some people think Battletoads is a beat 'em up, but I don't really think Battletoads qualifies as a beat 'em up. It's got like some of the parts of its stages are like beat 'em up stages. Because like you can move like on the Z-axis a little bit. And it's got that thing where it's like, you know, fight some spongy enemies before you make progress. So there definitely are beat 'em up portions of Battletoads. But there's more regular platforming sections than there are beat 'em up sections. There might even be more vehicle sections than there are. There might be more vehicle sections than there are beat 'em up sections, right? Because you got the surfboard and you got the Inferno and you got the Clinger Winger. Does a bungee cord count as a vehicle? I might have to count it to win this argument. Alright, let's go. I stopped him at the right height, but... It's like asking if a hot dog is a sandwich. Is a Pop-Tart a sandwich? I disagree. I disagree, game. No. Hello, Greg. Great to see you. Welcome to more of this nightmare. Hope you're doing well, Greg. Rip. It's my last life, and I blundered the placement of this platform. So. Ooh, I blundered the placement of the skull, too, so it really didn't matter. Another ad not meant for me. NBA games. Pretty much any sports game is gonna be. I mean, pretty much any PlayStation 5 game. Gonna be a no-go for me. I don't think they're still running ads for NES and Super Nintendo games, though, right? I guess they could. For the Switch, to if they wanted to highlight the Switch Online as a key selling point, I guess you could see NES and SNES ads. I think a Pop-Tart is a fruit, like Stromboli. So maybe. I don't know what Stromboli is, other than one of the villains from Pinocchio. Where are the seeds in a Pop-Tart? Sometimes they have sprinkles frosted onto the front. Maybe those are Pop-Tart seeds. Maybe you plant one of the sprinkles from the Pop-Tart, you can grow a Pop-Tart tree. Limited Run might make an NES game ad. Yeah, they do put together collections sometimes, it seems. Is a manwich a sandwich? I seem to recall the advertisements very clearly boasting that it was a meal. Stromboli. Take a pizza before you cook it, fold it over, seal it, and then bake it. I thought that was a calzone. Calzones don't have the sauce. So that's the difference. So a Stromboli is a calzone with sauce inside. I never knew. So I was gonna mow my lawn on Saturday this week, but I made it happen early. I got my lawn mowed yesterday. So now my Saturday should be pretty free. I'm gonna spend the afternoon. I'm gonna fire up the grill again and grill a couple days worth of food for the weekend. So I need to go through my freezer and see what I've got stored away. I know I've got some beef. I know I've got a lot of beef short ribs in my freezer. But I don't want to do those on the grill. I think that those would be better done in like a crock pot type thing. But hopefully I have some sort of beef tucked away. Pretty much that. I don't see calzones with a lot of toppings, middles in them. I mean, definitely like cheese and pepperoni. Oh, it's food talk. See, I'm just daydreaming about. My upcoming meals. Probably gonna do breakfast for lunch tomorrow. I haven't had that in a few days, so I'm looking forward to that. Breakfast for lunch, breakfast for dinner, rather. And yeah, I think we'll do some grilling on the weekend. It's been a while since I've lost a life due to having a rock hit me in the toe. Hey, thank you for the watch streak, Greg. Appreciate the 5 streams. Why am I stuck? I looked away and he stopped moving. Are you even living life if you aren't having rocks hit your toe? How's the game? I reached a new PB. It's actually the same as my old PB, but I caused more damage to the boss, so I made a little bit of progress. I never damaged the boss I'm stuck on before tonight. And I say the boss I'm stuck on as if I can even make it back to that boss reliably, and I really can't. I only ever make it that far once in a blue moon. Like having breakfast for dinner makes more sense to me. I don't like eating in the morning. Yeah, so my breakfasts are really light. I have a piece of fruit, usually a banana. I have a fourth a cup of nuts, usually almonds. Oh, what am I doing? Not paying attention, that's what I'm doing. Usually almonds, sometimes cashews, and then on rare occasions, like maybe walnuts or pecans or something if I have them. And I either have a glass of milk or a cup of yogurt, but lately it's been the glass of milk every morning because I've been having yogurt later in the day, and I don't want to. I don't need 2 cups of yogurt a day. So my breakfast is fruit, nuts, and milk, and then a crazy amount of coffee that I kind of enjoy for several hours. But I've been doing that for like a late lunch every day this week. Or sorry, late breakfast every day this week. And then I don't really have a lunch, I just have a snack. I've been having a cup of yogurt and a kombucha. And then my dinners are just whatever. My breakfast isn't anything new. I've done that fruit, nuts, and dairy breakfast for ages now. Like, as a super strict routine. But my lunch and dinner plan has not, for a long time, has not been much of a plan. It's just been just the Wild West. Whatever is convenient and desirable, especially since the baby was born. But I've been working on reining that in. Hey Derek, welcome in. Glad I can make it tonight. Glad to have you here. It's going pretty rough. I did reach a new PB, so that was cool, but even factoring that in, things are pretty rough for me with this game tonight. Still. I think I said earlier this week I dusted off the old stationary bike for the first time in a while, and I've done pretty well. I've been starting my morning with 20 minutes on the stationary bike every day this week, and building my stamina back up for that. Keep grinding. Hey, Aiden, welcome in. I've had a good week. I've made really good choices this week. Put in a lot of time on the stationary bike. Been doing some yoga-like stretching routine in the afternoon. Eating a lot less garbage. Eating a lot less, like, ultra-processed sort of foods. I've been doing pretty good. Hopefully I can keep it rolling. Oh, what's the goal? I don't know. I haven't really set an explicit goal, which probably I should. Just generally speaking, you know, drop some weight and be able to move around without being tired out as quickly. Build up some strength and endurance so I can keep up with the baby, who is becoming more and more active every day. We were doing some extra cleaning at the house. Threw out an old dresser of my mom's, another one that was like a cheap paper one. Next week will be my sister's old dresser. It's huge. Since she moved out, you don't need it. I've got a lot of furniture. Like, I've got a lot of stuff that I need to get rid of. I can't really bring myself to throw most of it out. Jelly and I keep talking about posting some stuff like on Facebook Marketplace and seeing if we can, you know, find some people who are interested in taking it off our hands, but it's low down on the list of priorities for now. If you can cut out the processed, especially packaged foods, you'll improve immensely. Hey, welcome in, Bort Jams. Thank you for the gift sub. Very kind of you. And local Disney movies. Take a key for coming in. Good to see you starting the journey with something. I battled my weight for a long time. Admire anyone who looks to improve their health. Yeah, I've been off and on with it. More off than on. I was starting to get into a good routine early last year, but Like I said, it fell apart when I started focusing, you know, on the arrival and then taking care of the baby. But I'm ready to really get back into it, and I've had a good week so far. But yeah, so far I'm not like really tracking my calories. Like I know they're reduced, but I'm not like my plan isn't dialed up to like 11 in terms of rigidness yet. When I avoid sugar and the majority of carbs, weight drops really quick. Never been a calorie counter. I count carbs, not calories myself, surgeon says. I've been logging everything. I have been logging all of my food and activity, so I can sit down and review it and like total up the calories later, like if I get some free time on the weekend or something. But I haven't been doing that research and math yet. Like I never know how many calories anything has without having to look it up each time. Had a very simple meal today, Frownie. I think you would approve. About 12 to 15 pieces of bacon and water. That sounds alright by me. I've been having sandwiches for dinner. I've been making lunch meat sandwiches, so I'll have two of those for dinner. So that's like 4 pieces of wheat bread and then probably 6 ounces of meat total. And it's just like turkey or ham usually. Just whatever. We buy a variety and then do them up. And then I have 2 slices of cheese on the side because I'm weird and I can't eat cheese with lunch meat on the same sandwich. But I like cheese, so I eat it on the side. Like those have been my dinners mostly. I need to I need to get some green vegetables, I think. So I'm thinking about replacing my kombucha in the afternoon with like a vegetable smoothie. I think that'll be more nutritious and cheaper. It won't be as enjoyable to drink, but that's alright. I'm eating bacon as we speak, Yaden says. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some bacon and eggs tomorrow. Already looking forward to it. Nice. No, I'm always checking the that discounted meat shelf in my grocery store. That's why I have all those. That's why I have all those short ribs in my freezer that I mentioned earlier, because they'll very frequently put out a package with like 1 or 2 short ribs for just like $1 or so. On that sort of buy it where it before it goes to waste rack, and so I scoop those up and take them home and freeze them whenever I spot some of those. I'm doing so bad. What happened to the Agent Frownie who made it up to the Grim Reaper earlier? How bad is this? This game is really bad. This game is not fun to play. I don't recommend it. I mean, you might as well fire it up just to see for yourself, you know, how much not fun it is, but I would say feel free to go into it. With the understanding that you're going to allow yourself to not stick with it all the way through to the end. Because it's pretty miserable. And you know, I haven't even beaten it, so I don't even know how much misery is ahead of me yet. Ever play a boy and his blob? No, I haven't. I know a little bit about the game. Well, I know that it's like, it's kind of a puzzle game where you feed the blob jelly beans to like transform him into stuff. I know what the premise is, but I've never played it. I think that would be fun to try and play that and work it out without the manual. I think my impression is that's a game where they really intend you to have the manual, and so if I play it without it, I think I'll have a lot of fun. By which I mean to say a lot of suffering, but if I beat it, I will look upon all that as fun. Cows, welcome in. Good to have you here. How's this compared to, say, the Bart Simpson NES games? Oh, this is way worse. Had fun with the arcade Dragon Slayer, but never tried this. Tried Space Quest on the NES. On the SNES, it was dreadful. I didn't even know that one existed. I don't think I actually gave Yaden a shout out. But Yaden is also a streamer, my friends, if you didn't know. Professional wrestler and retro streamer. And you definitely want to give our friend a follow. Space Ace. So yeah, I do think I would like to play a boy in his blob. Maybe we can play it for Easter next year. Since, you know, like jelly beans. Our popular Easter candy. No. Be demolished. This is my PB, is this this guy right here. Yeah, that's pretty much par for course right there. I can make it up to that guy, but I can't survive. I can't survive long enough to do more than one piece of damage. Cool. Really like when I get robbed by the platforms. I hope I said hello, cows. Welcome in. By the way. I don't remember if I missed you or not because I've had my mind pulled in 4 different directions, it feels like. So I made it up to the Grim Reaper twice tonight. I saw the Grim Reaper not last time we played, but the time before last. Reaching him was my PB, and I've reached him twice tonight and managed to do damage. So I actually have hit a new PB. Yeah, I know. I hit him once. The like Pokemon dialogue box comes up. It says it's not very effective. And then he hits me once. It's super effective. Critical hit. Nice new PB. Gonna be sad to see this game get canceled. Well, maybe I'll play it every other week. Maybe I won't wait until Jump King is over to visit again. I mean, how long has it been since the last time I played it? Right? I put it down for, what, 2 weeks? And I came back and had my best night ever. So, you know, maybe I need to just let it rest for 2 more weeks and then we'll try it again. Maybe that's the secret to beating Dragon's Lair, is I gotta not play it too often. I think I could stomach this game once every 2 weeks. Yeah, regular short sessions of Jump King was very important too. Toward the end, but I mean, the thing is, right now, so many of my streams are already kind of short that they might as well just be like only Jump King. Because, you know, we're only going for like 3 to 4 hours most nights anyway. Need a montage of Frownie preparing for Jump King Rocky style. You're not the first person. That's actually been suggested previously. That's a very popular idea lately. I like the training montage from Rocky 4. If you were closer to me, I'd have our producers meet you and put it together. That would be phenomenal, Yaden says. That would be incredibly cool. I'm not really located anywhere near the Rocky Mountains, though. I'm in Wisconsin. I live in Wisconsin. I grew up in Kentucky. I got family down there. But yeah, I'm up in Wisconsin. I go down to Kentucky usually once a year. My production guys live in Florence. I actually don't know where in the state that is. I grew up in kind of like west central Kentucky, right where Indiana and Illinois and Kentucky all come together, like right in the general area where all three of the states converge is where I grew up. Norton, right across the river from Cincinnati. Alright, so yeah, over there on the way further east than I'm really familiar with. My sister lives out in that area. My sister lives in Ohio now. She went to school over in eastern Kentucky, and then after she graduated, she crossed the river. They do work in Louisville for OVU, then come out here for RMP. Here's the thing about producing a training montage in preparation for returning to Jump King is like, how much energy can a like 3 to 5 minute training montage, like how long can the energy generated by even the best of training montages sustain you for? Like, you know, how long do you how long do you ride that wave? Because the thing about returning to Jump King is we'd have all this build up, and then it's all in preparation for 200 hours of me falling splat on my face in either dead silence or to the sounds of cats meowing. And crying out over and over again, I hate this game so much. So this part here is really deceptive because even though there's a checkpoint right there, I really only get one shot at this. Oh, and I failed it. Well, yeah, and I mean, I know the whole point is that it's kind of a joke thing, but I just think, I'm just saying, I think it's probably better in imagination than in actuality, anyway. Alright, my friends, I think that's got to be our stream for the night. We hit a new PB, and I don't want to pick this game back up again immediately, but I am inspired to maybe not let it rest as long as I thought I was going to. So maybe 2 weeks. We'll play it again in about 2 weeks, roughly, give or take. New PB is great. It's definitely worth celebrating. It gives me hope. It gives me hope, which will excuse me, will undoubtedly be crushed too soon. Gonna find us a raid target. Thanks for the stream. See y'all next time. Happy for in the new PB. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Cows and Yaden and Zerglin. So, our next stream will probably be Tuesday. And that should be Jump King. So, I would say expect to see me Tuesday. Thank you, Tommy. Long weekend. Yeah, so I would say expect to see me Tuesday, and with Jump King then. There is a possibility of a stream on Sunday or Monday, maybe even. So don't cancel your other plans hoping for one. But if you are bored and have nothing to do, maybe check and see if I'm live, because I'm not sure. It depends on if we're gonna see Jelly's parents this weekend or not, really. And I don't know if we're gonna visit with them or if they're gonna come see us or not. But depending on what we decide to do in regard to that, I will or won't be available for a stream Sunday or Monday night. So if I am, I will, and if I'm not, I won't. But I'll let you know in the Discord either way. I'll try and give you a couple hours heads up at least. I'll be lurking Tuesday mostly. Gonna be in Houston. Have a safe trip, Nick. Good luck in Houston. I'm going to send this over to Natto. Natto is playing Metroid Prime 3, which I really don't want to be spoiled on, so I'm not going to be able to really watch this game myself. But Natto has a fantastic stream, and I don't get to head over his way often enough. So we're going to go this way. And wish him luck, because I think he's trying to beat this game tonight. But good night, my friends. Thank you for being here. And have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully I'll see you before Tuesday. But that's when we should be back at the latest. Be well whenever I see you again. Be well until then, my friends. We're all done for tonight. It's time to head out. Let's go on an adventure.